Hello and welcome to this surprise episode of The Wannabe Entrepreneur. In this episode, I will be talking with Tony Dihn. It's a short conversation about a very important topic. The topic is how to build a product that markets itself, how to generate this integrated marketing machine in your product. Tony spoke about this on his newsletter, and I decided to speak with him and try to really understand how us, indie makers, can use this viral loop in our products. Before we get started, there's two things I want to say. First of all, happy birthday, Rodrigo. Is a listener of the podcast, and today is his birthday, so happy birthday. And second, if you want to contribute for this podcast, if you want to make sure that I have the time to continue creating this content and interviewing your favorite indie makers, now I created a way for you to sponsor me with $3 per month. I believe that this is a very fair amount, and it's a great way for you to make sure that I can continue producing this indie content. So if you are interested in that, the link will be in the description. And now, without any further ado, let's get started with today's episode. What's up, Tony? How are you, man?
I'm great. How are you?
Very good, very good. Today it's a short talk about a specific topic, which is something that I think all indie makers, it's probably the biggest challenge of every indie maker, which is marketing, right? And you are great with that. And after we talked in our little WB interview, I did like a further research, something that maybe I should have done before, and I was like really checking out every step. Like I followed your Twitter story and like checked out really every step on how you built Black Magic. And I think it was like, to be honest, it's such a genius marketing strategy. You did everything perfect, which is really cool.
Well, I don't think it's perfect, but I guess it worked for me. So I think the whole strategy that I'm using is just building an audience, and
Right.
and so far it's been the only thing that I do for marketing so far. Yeah, and I got lucky with the audience building process, so got a decent amount of following on Twitter right now, so that makes everything after that way easier. So yeah, that's one way of doing marketing. So if you can, then you should build an audience. Then then everything you do will be much easier.
I totally agree with that. This is probably one of my biggest lessons in the past year, because even now my audience is like on Twitter 1,600 people, so it's nothing compared to yours. But now I'm able now to launch a product and do pre-sales and sell. We're doing the indie lottery. Do you remember this product with the random thing that sends to everyone?
Yeah, the lottery thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So now we are like doing a proper design, so like making it really like a proper product, and we are relaunching it. It's supposed to be today, hopefully.
Nice.
And I was able to already get 4 sponsors, like because we have like 4 slots for sponsors, people that want to sponsor. And they also offer a discount and everything. I was able to get that without even having the website up. I basically shared the print screens like, hey, who wants to become a sponsor? And just because I have an audience and people trust me, they'll be like, yeah, I want to do it. So yeah definitely.
Imagine how hard it would be without an audience.
Impossible.
to even get people into the pool, the lottery pool, and also for the sponsor slots.
Exactly.
Yeah. Would be impossible. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. So for sure. But even when you were building your audience, like the hype you created for the product, I think that was really good. Like you started showing the dynamic headers, then you gave access to some people for these headers, not to a lot, just a few, so that they could, you can like build in this hype, and just you after a while you did the product hunt launch, but like everything was, I don't know. I was reading that and checking that. It's like, okay, I don't know how did he do it. Like in his first try, it was really, really great.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time. I building an audience for like more than a year. So I guess I had some advantages around the stuff that I do, the creative stuff. So anyone can find their own advantages to leverage that to build an audience around the things that you can do for other people, and then you can help other people in the way that you are good at, and then I think everyone has something to teach other people, and then you can use that as a way to build an audience. Another way to build an audience I've seen is, let's say you want to learn something new and you want to build something, and you just learn about the thing and then talk about it in public, like an excuse to learn about it, and then just share what you have learned. And by doing that, you just talk something in public, and then people find out about you, and then if they find that also helpful for them, then you have yourself an audience. So that is another way of building an audience. So it really depends on a case by case person. So definitely have to understand what you are good at, and how can you create something that people want to follow, and then just be more patient.
I think everything you said is crucial. Like, first of all, you need to bring value to the others, like create value. You cannot just spam your idea and say like, hey, please come to my website. Like, no one will click on your stuff. So you need to create value. And then patience is something that more and more I understand the importance of it. But as an indie hacker, in the beginning, you're just thinking, I need money. I have no patience. Let's spam everyone. I want to grow fast. But things take time, right?
For sure. Yeah.
And one thing that I wanted to chat with you today is about. First of all, I love your newsletter. Like, it's so.
Thank you.
I don't normally like read newsletters. All of them go to my spam. But every time I check, I get one of yours. I'm like, I need to open it. I need to read it because it's so insightful.
Wow, thank you.
It's really cool. It's like I recommend everyone in the community. I'm always telling people like subscribe to his newsletter because you will learn a lot. And you were talking about something. I don't remember if it was in the newsletter or on your Twitter account, which is it's a tweet, and I'll read it. It says, I think indie hackers should prioritize building products that have a built-in marketing machine. Example, a viral loop, product-led growth, removes a lot of stress from doing marketing so you can focus on building the product. For me, this makes, when I read this, it's like, I need to speak with Tony because I need to understand how to do this as well. So let's break this into multiple steps. First of all, viral loop, product-led growth. What is this?
So this is not a term that I invented at all. This is a very popular term in product designing. Like when you design a product that have an element that create a viral loop inside the product. Like if you use a product, when you use it, it naturally make other people around you aware of that product, and even use the product as like you as well. Let's say an example. You have a banking app, right? You want to transfer money to the other person. Then the other person has to also have the wallet app that you are using in order to receive the money from you.
Right.
So if you send money to your friend, then they have to also download the app. And then the app, it has an element of customer-led growth. Like, so when you use the product, it naturally make other people aware of the product and then use it as well. Let's say for example, like another example is a chat app is also something have that element too. If I am on Telegram and I want to send you on Telegram, then you have to download Telegram too, right?
Yeah.
So that is a very strong viral loop and product-led growth characteristics of the product. Another the viral loop is something like less strictly than the previous examples. Let's say if I have a product, when I use the product, if it show me something that I am very proud of, I tend to share that on social media, and I share that to my friends and colleagues, so people know that I'm using this product. Maybe using a watermark or something that is very obvious, that when you share about it on social media, other people know about it. So So yeah, those are the type of products that I think can be easy to do marketing with. Let's say you have just start with a small size of customers, and then those people use the product, and then their friends started to know about the product, and then it just keep going and going, like, in a loop, right?
Yeah.
And it keep getting bigger and bigger. So if the product have that element in it, I think it will be easier. And I have observed that element in the past two products that I had, which is Blackmagic and Snapper, which made me feel like in the future when I have a new product, I will try to, if I have a lot of ideas and I don't know which one to work on, I will prioritize picking the one that have the viral loop and product-led growth element in it. Because
but is that my question is there a product that does not have this viral loop, or is it possible to always implement a viral loop with any product you build?
I don't think so. It's something that it came right in the nature of the product itself, right? I don't think any product can do this. You can try to, but it's quite unnatural and difficult. For example, if you create a referral program, right? That is
exactly.
Also something like a viral loop too, but it's like a very weak loop. When you use the product, you don't have a natural action to refer other people. You only refer to other people when you want to make money. But if you don't, you just want to use the product, then you don't refer other people and you don't talk about it with other people. So no one knows that you are using it, right? So referral is a way to embed a viral loop into your product. But I would say it's very weak. It's so weak that I don't think it will be considered as a loop.
Interesting.
It's not a loop. Yeah.
So let's take the example of DevUtils. DevUtils is a product. So basically, it's a set of tools for developers that they install in their Mac, or I don't know, Windows, whatever, and then they can just use a bunch of tools quickly. Is that product? Can you implement a viral loop in that product?
I don't think so. It's very very difficult. So for this product, right, the original thought of doing marketing that I had when I built it was when someone used the product, I have on the app itself, I have on the UI on the bottom left of the screen, I always put a label in there say with a website address. So my idea was that when a developer, a user using my app, and then other people in the office, looking at your screen and then see that you are using the app. And I'm sure that there's a few things in the app when you see other people use it, you will say like, wow, how can you do this? Because they don't know that this app exists. So if that happens, I'm sure that the other people will be surprised that this app exists, and then it's so convenient and it's so fast to do things that is previously cannot be done fast enough. And then that is the way that I thought would be an element for the awareness of the product. But unfortunately, when the app was done back in 2020, COVID happened. Then all people work remotely. Nobody went to office anymore. Nobody looking at any other people's screen. So that did not happen. So I don't think that the product DevUtils has any viral loop in it, and it's very difficult to make one.
True. But one could argue that if people really like DevUtils and you just add like a little tweet button, people could just like, hey, this is so cool, and then they tweet about it, and then that's one of the types of viral loops that you mentioned, right? Like people are so excited about the product that they want to share it. So couldn't you do that with DevUtils?
Yes, you can, but it's a very weak loop, because when you use the product, you don't naturally tweet it every time, right? You don't tweet it every time, and let's say 10 people use the product, like only one people will tweet it. Like when they use the product naturally, like in everyday usage of the product, they don't tweet it. They don't click the tweet button, right? But let's say for Blackmagic, there's a banner, the banner in the banner feature in Blackmagic. So when you use the product, there is a small watermark at the top right of the banner. And then when you use it, usually you would tell people that hey, I got a cool banner. If you follow me and you check my banner, you see that your profile picture appear on the banner. And then when other people see that, they can, if they check out your banner, they will see the watermark. So that is one way of creating a small viral loop. And by using the product, like just by setting up the banner, the watermark is already there. And then even without the watermark,
I think I got it. Yeah. So you want a product that by using the product, people
just by
are
using
advertising
the product, just by using the product naturally, that normally. Yeah.
Got it. So it's not like, okay, I like it so much that I'll share it with my friends. It's just, no, by using the product, I will get attention of new potential users, right? So you have the example also with the payment app, but the payment app, this other kind of segment of or either other kind of viral loop, it's also restrictive, isn't it? Because Telegram, if no one of your friends is using Telegram, you can try to convince everyone. Okay, that's great, but it's a lot of hassle as well as a user to convince your friends to use it, right? So you can restrict a little bit the product. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, true. And that restriction is what makes the viral loop so strong. So if you want, let's say for the Clubhouse, right? So when Clubhouse just went out, in order to hear the chat room, you have to download the Clubhouse app. There's no other way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And because of that restriction, and the loop becomes so strong, then people have to use
a very strong launch.
Intense.
You need to have a lot of initial users that are like so passionate about it that they will share it to all of their friends, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
That's hard. The product itself have to provide some value, and the more value the product has, then people will be more they will be more encouraged to use that, and by using the product, more people will be aware of it, and then it's a loop, right? Yeah.
I love it. It makes total sense. I mean,
this is a very popular term, and I think I just talk about it in our indie community, but I guess in the area of product development and product design, this is very well known, and there's a lot of materials to read about this, and I'm very encourage people to learn more about this. I just learned about this very recently and just realized that.
But you were doing it already, right?
Yeah, I was doing it without realizing it, and then I just feel like if I'm going to do it again, I will be aware of this, and then I will try to make it happen.
I love it. There's so many things now. Now, when we are building new products, we think, okay, I will find something that is able to make money. I will find something that has a viral loop. I will find, so that I guess as you grow as an indie hacker, what changes is how picky you are with your next projects, right? So you are able to pick projects that have lower likelihood of failing.
Yeah, for sure. I always have a bunch of ideas, always have it. But now that since I have some product that is making money, it's make me value my time more, so that I will think more before I actually jump in and build a product. And because I only have one people, right? It's indie, it's only me, and I already have other product. I don't have enough time to do all the stuff that I have done with other previous products.
Yeah,
building, writing code is also is already exhausting, and then doing marketing. So if I can find a product that somehow market itself, that I don't have to spend so much time on marketing.
I love that
anymore.
So how would you as a last question, how would you in the indie lottery, right? I'm also thinking about this. I'm thinking, how can we introduce a viral loop in the indie lottery? In the first version of it, when people add a product, I have a little tweet button where people, and a lot of people were actually clicking and tweeting, and it was I just added my product to the indie lottery. But this is not still a strong viral loop, right? A viral loop, as we just talked, is something, a strong viral loop is something that people, just by using it, they are showing it around. Do you have any ideas is it even possible in the indie lottery to introduce a viral loop?
So the lottery, the last time I checked, it was something like you have a pool of people in an email list, and then every day you pick a random person to spread out their product to the other persons, the other people, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's it.
I see. So the way I think about this is usually a viral loop is created when the user receive value, and before they can receive the value, they can do the action that make other people aware of the product, right? So in this case, when is the point the user receive value from you? That is the time when you are announcing the winner of the day. Let's say someone is picked as the winner of the day, and if they want to claim the winning ticket, they have to tweet about it or something. That is something you can add, but I'm not sure if that is strong enough for them to do that.
Right.
Like in order to claim the winning ticket, they will have to do something that make all the people around them aware that they are winning this. Maybe you can design a very beautiful winning certificate, or a beautiful congratulation banner or postcard.
I love it.
Yeah, and then you make it so beautiful that when they see it, they say, "Wow, I just win this! I win this, and I'm so proud I am winning this, even though it's just pure luck." But okay, nobody knows that, right? They just know that this is you are the winning person of the day, and you're receiving this very beautiful design in your email or whatever in the Twitter.
Yeah,
and they maybe they will be encouraged to share them, but maybe not. It's a kind of an okay loop, but I'm not sure it's very strong. If you want to make it extremely strong, you will need to require them to tweet about it in order to claim the winning ticket. But if you want to do that, your value had to be so important. It had to exceed the inconvenient of sharing that on Twitter and stuff. So that they will do it. I guess that's some of my idea. I think there's other ways to do it. Yeah.
Definitely something to just think about, but I totally love the idea. I love the winning certificate. We can definitely send that to the winner. It makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with the community.
Sure. Glad to be here. Bye.
Cheers. And this was my conversation with Tony Dihn. I hope this was useful for you, and now that you can implement the viral loop in your own products. Again, if you want to support this podcast, the link will be in the description for $3 per month. And make sure to share this with all of your indie maker friends. Last but not least, send me a message at WBTiago on Twitter. I always love to hear from you. And if you have any questions, doubts, or any way I can support you, make sure to reach out to me. This was another Wannabe Entrepreneur. See you next time.